Welcome to Croc Girls Album Making Bootcamp. I'm Tammy McEwen and I'll be your instructor for this event. This workshop is an intense step-by-step event that will help you get your photos into albums quickly and easily, and you may have a little fun along the way. So stay tuned for our next bootcamp layout technique. Well, here it is. Your first layout in our Croc Girls Album Making Bootcamp, the half it. You will quickly find that this technique is a go-to technique when you are struggling how to create your album pages. I have even created an entire album based on just this technique. It's quick and it's easy, and it will help you get your album pages done in a flash. So let's get to it. Here are your instructions for this layout. You need one sheet of double-sided paper, so I have chosen this one, and you need one sheet of solid color cardstock, so I've chosen the bronze shimmer, and then you need 2 background pages. So whether you are using the Creative Memories album pages, or whether you are using cardstock, or whether you are using decorative pages, you need 2 backgrounds. If I wasn't using the white cardstock, I may have chosen something like this. So the pattern pieces, if you want it to look a little bit more decorative, just choose 2 pieces of pattern paper that are very subtle in their pattern. So then you can see how nicely this will pair with that. Then we are just going to follow along on the instructions. And the only thing we really need, the only tool we really need for this half-it layout is the 12-inch trimmer. And we are going to trim the double-sided paper and the solid color cardstock. So let's get started. So the first cut we're going to make is the double-sided paper. And we are just simply cutting it in half into a 6 by 12. Now, if you don't want a straight cut, you could use any of the blades that come with the 12-inch trimmer, or you could use a tearing tool. But for this purpose, I am just going to give it a quick 6-inch cut. And then we're going to set that aside. And then the next cut we are going to do is with the solid color cardstock. And we are going to use the magic mat technique. And I'm just going to use straight cuts instead of a border cut for the first 2 cuts. And if you remember correctly, your first task was to use the magic mats. So you should know how to make these cuts. So now we have all our pieces cut, and it's time to build our layout. So this layout is called the half it technique because we have cut our paper in half, and we can now choose where we're going to want to place those papers. So at the sides, in the middle, top and bottom, bottom and top, you get the idea. So it's all a matter of your personal preference where you would like to place them. So I'm going to place them at the edge, and then I'm going to add these little strips, which again could be border strips, to the page. And then we can add our photo mats. And so depending on the size of photos that I have, will determine on where I'm placing the photo mats. And then I still have these left over that I could use for decoration. And then I can add in a title here, some embellishments here, and some embellishments here, maybe a little journaling here. And this layout is complete. So I just want to take a moment and share some photo placement techniques with you using the half it technique. So as you can see, I've placed my two 6x12 papers on either edge of the papers. And so I could, not even worrying about cropping photos, place my 4x6 photos just like this, and then add in my strips down here. And I could even have enough room to place a 4x6 photo in here and one in here, maybe this one up here, and put a title here and a journal box here. Alternatively, I could take this, and if I had some more vertical photos, I could place the vertical photos here, like this. And then if I had another 4x6, I could place it in here. So again, room for a title here, a journal here, maybe some embellishments here and here and here. And this layout is good to go again. Or we could place, turn this up this way, and a photo here, and then more vertical photos in here. So depending on how many photos you have and the direction of the photos that you have, you could even crop one of these down in here, and I would mat this one and this one and this one. So you can see that this really is a very versatile layout. Well, there you have it. Here is my completed half-it layout. So I'm going to add in a little bit of journaling here, and I've just placed these photos over top of the other photos just to protect the people's privacy who are in the photos. But you can see how I've added in some embellishments and a little sticker strip here, and you can also imagine how this would be a little bit more decorative had I used the decorative paper here instead of the white background. But I just wanted a nice crisp and clean look, so that's why I chose to stay with the white background. So this layout should take no longer than 30 minutes to complete, but if you're adding in a few extra embellishments and you're journaling, it could take up to an hour. As this was our very first boot camp layout, you can expect that our next layouts will build upon the techniques you learned here. Well, there you have it, another technique in our Croc Girls album making bootcamp. You now have 60 minutes to complete this layout and post it in the comment section below. Happy scrapbooking!